bring up that first picture. I have the picture of your first album because I remember when going to
Compton thing.
Yes, when we went to the SWAT meet, I asked Steve, you got that CD? You got that CD? Yeah, I got it right here. Give me the album. Give me 2 albums and whatever 12 inches. Because being a DJ, you buy doubles of everything.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
You know, so that was the first one that I bought, but I never seen the other cat on any other album. So I was,
yeah, he actually, he probably didn't scratch on any records on the first album. Like, we had Rhymes Too Funky on there, but like I said, when you listen to the cutting on It's a Compton Thing or the next record, that was all done by DJ Mike T. Okay. Now,
one of the 12 inches was, I believe, I want to make sure that I get this right. I don't want to mess this one up because I remember when I saw this, I asked Steve, I said, hey, man, has anybody said anything about that? One time got for them up 12 inch.
Right.
Can you bring that up? Okay, the second one. Now, you got Chill right there.
Right.
And he's holding up the fence.
Right.
Now, I remember Steve had it because, you know, he had him up against the wall. And I walked up and I said, Steve, let me see that single. So he gave it to me and I go, has anybody told you anything about this? And he goes, yeah, bro. He goes, I get shit for it. And I was like, really? Because at the Roadium swap meet, you had Crips and Bloods back then.
Oh, definitely.
So I was like, has anybody said anything? He goes, no, not really. He goes, but people ask, can I see it? So was he just holding up the fence, or was he sending out a message?
I never caught that. Chill holding the fence like that. I don't know if he was personally trying to send out a message. Everybody knew what we were representing at the time. But I was never asked. I've never been asked about that.
Really?
We, I think because, you know, our first album was blue. You know, our first cassette was blue. It was all blue. So we basically were solidified just by that. Just by having a blue tape and coming from Compton's Most Wanted. So people kind of had the idea.
Yes.
And, you know, at that time, you know, the streets were still treacherous.
Yes.
With Crippin' and Blood. So we had our fair share of run-ins because of our affiliation. But as far as that go, I couldn't even tell you if that was something Chill just did or, you know, niggas had their own agenda, so shit. I couldn't even tell you.
I'll be honest, I thought it was bold and I thought that was cool. I'm like, okay, they ain't afraid. Fuck it.
Shit. I mean, it wasn't like we were hiding, you know, our affiliation back then. You know, record labels hated it. So that's why we kind of tried to steer away from it just by running the streets back then before rap. I mean, we were like every other motherfucker around here. Whether you was black, Mexican, whatever, we were all claiming neighborhoods.
Yes.
You feel me? You know.
Yeah, you know, I had met High C, I want to say late 88. I believe it was around there. The next following year, I met Quik through High C, Quik, Second to None, AMG, and then they were all my mixtapes. And then Quik releases he had a song on a demo tape. It was on an 8-track, and we were at Greedy Greg's house. I believe you probably met him, Greedy Greg. Okay, and we were at his house, and I want to say it was probably 89, late 89. And he played us a song called Real Dope. That's what it was called. And then he said something like, I'm up on the tree for CNW to see.
I've heard that.
So I was like, so I caught on because from Techno Hop, listening to This Is Compton, I'm a CMW fan. So I'm like, what the hell was all that about? I didn't say nothing, but I did ask him. I said, hey, man, we're releasing this mixtape at the Roadium. You mind if we put that song on? And he was like, no, go for it. Okay. So we went ahead and put it out, and then everybody was like, oh, we got to get that CMW disc tape. And I still have the original cassette. So, but here's the crazy part. As much as he dissed you on a song, whenever I was around him, and I was around him a lot, he never once brought you up. Like never once like, hey, I saw Eiht or fuck that fool or this Eiht.
We never crossed paths.
Okay.
I tell everybody, because a lot of people, how did that start?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know about that, the demo tape. I think we had already had, It's a Compton Thing had already dropped the album. Mm-hmm. We were about to drop Straight Checking Them. And, or we was working on Straight Checking Them. And Mike T, my DJ, who's a blood, he had that tape.
Oh, shit.
And he brought it to the studio, and he said, Eiht, listen to this. It's something out from the top of the tree. I'm shooting CMW. He said something about Easy on the tape, NWA. I never took it personal. I knew hip-hop was bred on back and forth banter. Niggas was battling and dissing each other. And this is just like I told a motherfucker the other day on my show. There are differences between a diss and a beef.
Yeah.
I didn't have no beef with Quik. Like I said, I looked at it as I got to get recognized. What's a better way to get recognized than dissing niggas who already out? And I'm from the other side, so it's clever, right?
Right.
Because then, like you said, everybody's going to want the tape.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to get in the game, it's a good way to solidify. And then, like I said, you already got the street element to play with it because I'm a Crip and he's a Blood. And so, you know,
right.
that pushes the issue a little bit more. So, but when I heard it, I didn't think, you know, anything of it. Okay, that's what motherfuckers do. Shit. I've heard KRS diss MC Shan. Yeah. I've heard LL diss Kumo D. That's what I looked at it as.
Yeah, exactly.
I looked at it as this what motherfuckers do in rap. You feel me?
Yeah. And then what was it? Easy. He dissed. Was it those guys? That sang that song Cracker Jack. Was it Cracker Jack?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So now, was he the one that threw the first diss out there, or did he think that you said something?
I had a song called Death Wish that had a line in it that said, biting me quick would mean you get my duck sick quick. And I guess because of the demo tape, they took that as
a diss.
Because if you fired a shot, I'm not like if you technically want to say he fired the first shot because of the demo tape. But I didn't do anything on this Compton thing. I was looking like, shit, we straight. We got an album out. It's a demo tape. We got an album out. We're signed to Capitol Records. So, but I guess when you heard that line, and if you're from that camp, and you heard Compton's Most Wanted all of a sudden come out and say, biting me quick mean you get my dick sucked quick, and you a funny man, and blah, blah this, and nigga, blah, blah, it's your death wish, and gunshots, it's on and cracking from there.